soon as this tells me that we are live and good to go. Cool. This?
Dan,
Huh?
can you hear that music out there?
No.
Oh.
Nope, we cannot. All right, welcome people. We are back with another episode of the Sam Johnson Show.
It's only
Yeah,
us?
Huh?
It's only us?
No, it's our brothers are coming. You crazy. Our brothers are coming. I just wanted to start it so that way I know everything's working. You boom.
It's live streaming. No.
Too. So
Right.
what I mean by that is like
Anthony just came.
I don't want to.
Tell your people to be quiet in the background.
Oh, nothing is silent.
Let me see this out. We are live stream. We will be live in a few minutes, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Johnson 5.
Huh? It's fine.
Again, guys, we appreciate your support. We appreciate you guys coming on. We are going to get started in about 7 minutes. So if you don't hear us for some time, that's because we are not getting started yet. So you don't have to put in the comment section, we can't hear you. We know you can't hear us because we are going to go silent for a few minutes until we get started. But we do appreciate your support. We appreciate everything that you have done. And we are excited for this episode. So make sure you watch the full thing. Again, we are getting ready to get started in a few moments.
There's another one of you, Sam.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
I know, Joe. I'm not slow.
You can hear the be loud out there.
You gotta give a birthday shout out to Lexi, right? It's her birthday, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, everybody, we are getting ready to get started in about 4 minutes. Be excited for this episode. We are back. Yes, the Johnson 5 is back.
Sam,
Yeah.
I'll be back.
All right, make it quick.
All right.
We will be getting started in about 3 minutes. Please, if you're watching, tell us where you're from in the comment section. Let us know your name, where you're from. Let us know how your day is going. Tonight, we are going to try our best to interact with you guys as much as possible today, because we have an interesting topic, but it's not necessarily a deep topic. So we can pause and get some questions from our audience who are watching. We can pause and, if you guys have questions or if you guys have comments, we be sure to make sure that we read those. But again, we'll be getting started in about 2 minutes. Again, if you want to interact and engage with us, please put your questions down below. Like I said, our topic for tonight is not as deep. And so we will have time for some questions, some comments I'll be reading. So interact with us. We love to engage our audience. So interact with us as best as you can. Again, if you don't hear us, that's because we are going to stop talking until our show gets started, which is in 1 minute. So I'm going to stop talking until we get started. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Guys You Already Know, the Johnson 5 talk show. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get little bro up in here. We are excited because this is, I don't know what episode, but we're just excited to be back. I can't remember the last episode. I remember the last episode. I don't remember the day. But the last episode we did, just to kind of recap, was our Father's Day edition where we had a father on. And it was the first time we was together in person for the very first time. And it did not go as planned, but that is okay because it still worked out, which was still good. And we talked about it, Father. We talked about growing up and stuff like that. So that was a recap of what happened last episode. And so we're excited to be live on tonight. We are so excited to be back. Someone say we are back. Yes, we are back. And so we're excited. One of our brothers, which is my twin, he would not be on, which is okay because he is traveling to campus. And so we're going to give you guys updates because guess who's back on campus? I am. And this is my last semester, but I'll go over that shortly. We do have a sponsorship video that we do want you guys to watch because we are sponsored by the Connector Leaders Academy, CLA, and we want to make sure that you know who he is, and we want to make sure that we have space for him at this time. So at this time, turn your lights out and enjoy this movie.
Hi, my name is Jose Escobar, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. We're a growing tribe, a community of entrepreneurs all over the world, globally, all across the country, high performers, titans of industry. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more clients, more money, more profit, the bottom line, and of course, grow your circle and your network like never before, this is where you want to be. Join the Connected Leaders Academy today. We are scaling massively. We want to welcome you in. Check me out on Instagram and on Facebook, the @ JASCO25. We look forward to having you join us. Take care.
All right, that is our sponsor. Again, we want to thank Mr. Jose Escobar for sponsoring us, the Connected Leaders Academy, CLA. Guys, if you are an entrepreneur and you want to grow your business or you want to network with others, this is the academy, right? That's just for you. I am in the CLA Academy, and it is great networking. So if you have a business idea, or if you have a business that is currently running, or whatever it is with your business, you guys need to go to CLA, Connected Leaders Academy, because they will help elevate your brand. I think those are all our sponsors. And so we are going to get started in our topic. Of course, first, we got to update you on life. And so we are going to go around. I don't care who starts. We're going to go around. Just tell us about updates on your life. How was church? We all went to church. So how was church? And, you know, we start from there. So I guess we could start with Joe. Joe! Talk to me, Joe.
My name's Josiah Johnson. I'm 11 years old, going to 12.
They already know that, Joe.
Shut up. And I'm going into the 6th grade, and I'm starting school Monday. And church was good.
Aren't you the media, one of the media person for church at Mount Area? Don't you help the media out?
I hope with the cameras.
How's that going?
Good.
Okay, what made you want to go into media? You just was tired of sleeping in church all the time, so you wanted to do cameras?
That's one of the reasons. But I always wonder how they work. So I don't know.
Cool. Well, that's cool. Now you say you're going to start school Monday, so you'll be trying out for the basketball team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited about that?
Yes.
Tell us what happened last year. So your season got cut short, right?
Yeah.
All right, tell us about that. Why?
Because some people didn't have good grades, and I went to players to play, so they just
was you one of them people that didn't have good grades?
No.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you, Joe. Thank you for that update. That's great. Who's next? Slime, talk to us, man.
Man, updates. So, well, first off, as you said, church was good. I am actually the drummer of Mount Airy Church of God Christ. So church is pretty good. Updates. I have a big update, huge update. I believe my mom and my dad knows, but I don't believe y'all know. So I'm gonna update y'all also. Actually, tomorrow and Tuesday, I will be getting sent up to this military base to get tested, take the military test, and they will give me my date to go to boot camp. So I'm excited for that. It's a 2-day little vacation thing, you know, little physical show out, you know, pump my muscles. For me. So that's the update for me. I am going to the Air Force. For people who don't know, that's been my long-lasting dream, and it's a dream that is about to come true, and I'm excited for that. So yeah.
Well, congrats, little bro. That's huge. You also have another update. You want to tell people your relationship status?
I am married. I got engaged not too long ago, you know. So I am married now. My mom approved. So, you know, we all in the clear,
So he's married. Yes, he is not single no more. Jokingly, he's married. Don't take that serious, guys. But he is not single no more. So he has a girlfriend. So, you know, girls, chillax, because my man is taken. I think, is that all the updates you got? All right, cool. Of course, big bro, we call him Bishop, Minister, Pastor, Youth Elder, whatever you got. Youth leader, elder, talk to us, big bro.
I don't really have any updates. Same old. Been working. Church has really been going really good. God has really been showing up in church. So I thank God for that. You know, also, you know, spiritually, God has been working and moving and doing some things for me. So mom actually, she did her first drama play at the church today. And so that was exciting. It went really well. The power of God showed up in the dance. So, you know, we're going to greater and higher things.
Amen. Amen to that. Like I said, my twin brother, he would not be on with us on tonight because he is on his way to college, which is A-okay, but he will be on the next episode. I guess my update is, well, first and foremost, church was great. So I'm from Philadelphia and I only traveled to North Carolina because of school. But when I'm in North Carolina, I have this small church that I go to. My home church is Mount Airy Church of God in Christ, where my pastor is Bishop Dr. J. Lewis Felton and Lady Priscilla Felton. But when I do come here for college, I go to a church called the Refuge Church. It's non-denominational, but it is something, I don't know why I love it so much, but it's so small and it's so intimate. He has church so he has a farm and he has church in this little huge garage that he has. And so it's not an actual church building. But the reason why I love it so much is, number one, because it's intimate, and number two, because it's small beginnings, right? God honors small beginnings. And so I love that church, and Pastor Wayne Anderson is the pastor of that church. And so I do love that church. I love going to that church. He picked me up because I don't have a car, but he does pick me up every Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I have to get up at 7 a.m., which I'm not used to, but you know, whatever, you know, you got to do what you got to do for church. Another update is I do have my license. Yes, I have my license. I took my driver's test. Guys, let me tell you something. When I was taking it, first off, I knew that I was really confident in the road test, right? I was really confident in the road test. The one that was really kind of like shaking me up a bit was the parallel parking. And so a day before the test, I decided to, hey, let me try to do this parallel parking, right? A day before, right? I didn't choose to do it a week before. I didn't choose to do it a couple of days. I chose the day before my test to figure out, okay, how do I parallel park? And so me and my girlfriend, she's teaching me, and I just couldn't get it. I couldn't get it. And then I was frustrated with her, and I kicked her out the car, her own car, I kicked her out. And then I was hot, and I was frustrated with her. So I didn't talk to her for the rest of the night because I was just hot and frustrated because I couldn't get it. In any case, so come the day of the test, I'm nervous, and I'm like, all right, I don't know what's going to happen. So I get there, and my dad prays, and he's like, let the favor of God show you, let God show you favor that you already have this driving test. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Let's calm down. So Solomon was riding with me. I took my girlfriend's car. And one thing that you have to pass is you have to pass the parallel parking before you could even go on the road test, right? So you have to pass that. You get 3 tries. If you don't pass that, forget it, right? You're not getting your license. And so the man comes and he's like, all right, let me get all your papers. I give him all my papers. And he's like, you have 3 tries. Blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. I'm like, cool. My legs were shaking, like uncontrollably shaking. That's how nervous I was. Like I was on the gas pedal, but shaking. And it was so crazy. So in any case, so I'm driving, right? And then I'm getting ready to back up. I'm backing up. And then I'm not going to walk you guys through it. But long story short, I got to parallel parking. I went on the road test and I messed up a few times because I was so confident that I had one hand on the wheel. So once I passed the parallel parking, I was like, man, I got this. And so I'm going on the road test. I got 2 hands on the wheel. And then I get comfortable and I'm driving with 1 hand on the wheel. And the guy's like, hey, 2 hands. And so, but he didn't fail me. I still got it. So I have my license. Another update is me and my girlfriend, we just hit 1 year officially. So we are dating for 1 full year. It's crazy to think about. When you think about when you know someone for so long, and I don't know her for so long, but 1 year is crazy, but I'm not going to talk too heavy about her because we're not here for her. What else? Obviously, you guys know I'm an entrepreneur, so I have Represent. That's a business that I do. And then I just launched another business called GPA, Global Partnership Alliance. And what that is we're helping people get the funding you need. So if you're an entrepreneur, you need to connect with me because I know how difficult it is to find funding. And so that's why I started this, because I have investors for you. You need funding, we help you, right? It's a headache trying to get funding. The last update, I think, is, well, I'm here, right? I'm in college. This is my senior year, my last year, y'all. I'm finished after this, and I'm excited to be like, yeah, I'm about to be an adult. But with that being said, it hit me a couple of days ago, like, I got to get my crap together because I got this semester, I got next semester, and I'm done. Right? It's time for me to be a grown adult now. Time for me to pay for bills, time for me to find a job and all that other stuff. And so I'm excited for that, but I'm a little nervous, but we're going to see where God takes us. I think those are all my updates. And so we are going to dive deep into our topic, which is, I think, a great topic. Again, guys, if you want to comment down below, give us some engagement. Our topic for tonight is not too deep, and so we will have times where we pause, hit the pause button, and answer any of the questions that you guys might have or any comments that you put down below in the comment section. We'll make sure that we read those. Our topic for today is us, our brothers, our family, what it's like to have a best friend or a close brother. You know, I think I speak for everyone, is that our brotherhood is close, right? We have a close brotherhood. And not just that, we do have our own cliques as well, right? I click best with my twin, obviously, because we've been in the womb for so long together, and that's my guy. And so if I got something going, if I got a struggle, Big Bro's not going to hear about it. Isaiah's little slime not going to hear about it. Joe isn't going to hear about it. The first person that's going to hear about it is Sa, who's my twin, right? I tell him everything. I told him a ton of things before I told my parents things. Like when I lost my scholarship, Sa was the first one I told, literally first one I told. I didn't tell nobody else. I didn't tell my other brothers. I didn't tell my family. And that's because we have a little cliques. But we're going to talk about a brotherhood. And so you guys go ahead and chime in. Let's hear about your cliques, Zay and Big Bro got a little clique, which I got to say I never thought would be. That's a clique that I never thought would happen at all. I got to tell you, I would never think in a million years that Zay and Big Bro would have the clique that they have today. Like, I would have never thought that. And then me and Joe, of course, we have our own clique. Before we go get started into the topic though, Joe, unmute yourself and tell the whole wide world who your best friend is. who's your favorite brother? That's right. I'm his favorite brother. Why am I your favorite brother, Joe?
Ah, man. You spoiled me.
How did I spoil you?
Mostly give me all I want. Every day on.
That is true. I did spoil Joe. He's my guy, though. Joe is my guy. If Solomon wasn't my twin, I think me and Joe would have a closer bond. I talk about it all the time. If I didn't have a twin, obviously Solomon's going to be my best man for the wedding. But if I did not have a twin and so I wasn't, Joe would be my best man. 100%. Joe would be my best man. But in any case, let's get to the topic. Zay, let's open up with you. Tell us about what you think about our brotherhood, why you think we so close, and then tell us about your kind of click with Anthony and how that happened.
Well, first to speak on the brotherhood, I feel like growing up in a household with 5 brothers is automatically you're gonna have to click. You're gonna have times where you like, yo, get this man out of my house. Like I had times, I'm sure we all had times where we disagreed with stuff that we did, especially sharing rooms. It was hard, man. It was hard. But I would say just grown up in a household with 5 boys, you grow up to learn, and get stronger, the bonds. You get to grow up, learn how each personality plays out, learn what that other person likes, dislikes, and it makes you stronger with each other. But for me and Big Bro, I would say that's really my guy. That's the guy that I actually shared this room with, which is now my room. I think it was like 11 years we stayed in this room together. He hated me in this room. I will say that. I will remember we had sides to the room. This side would be mine, this side would be his. That's how it worked originally. But with him, it was just like he was real. And I'm sure all the brothers can say this. He was the person that was genuine and real, no matter what it was about. He would tell you the facts. He would tell you the truth. He would you can come to him, you could tell him, look, I did this, I did that. And he wouldn't judge. He's not a person to say, oh, why would you do that, blah, 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 because he's older brother. He did things, been through stuff, and I'm sure that he hasn't told us. And it's like he has those experiences, and he doesn't look down on us, but he looks at us the same, if you know what I'm trying to say. And that's what really clicked about us, I feel like, is I'm a real quiet person. I don't like to talk. I don't like to tell nobody nothing, but he was somebody I looked at and was like, you know what, I can come to him. Even if I never did, and even if it was rare, I always knew, look, that's the person. If I ever needed something, if anything went down, I can come to him. And yeah, I felt like that's why we good.
Yeah, that's crazy. Speaking about brotherhood, and you talk like that was definitely a challenge sharing the room because you guys, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Joe? It was me, Joe, and Solomon, right? And so Zay had, first off, I can never understand why Zay has his own space now. I'm 21, Side 21, and yet we still share a bed with Joe, and we share still a room with Joe. And Zay is 16, right? 17.
I'm 18, brother. Come on.
18, 18, and he got his own room. In any case, that's another thing for another topic for another day. But yeah, talking about sharing the space, we had to share a space with 3 guys in one room, and Joe is messy. Joe, why are you so messy? We can't hear you.
I don't know.
Joe is so messy. He leaves his socks everywhere, his shirts everywhere. The room looks messy. That's why that's one of the reasons why I love going back to college, because I got my own independence. I don't got to worry about cleaning with people, cleaning other people's stuff. I don't got to worry about washing Joe's dishes because he's lazy. But that was so challenging because, and we know, and Zay, you can attest to this, and even Big Bro can attest to this, is that when you guys were sharing, Big Bro was clean. Right? He was not having your mess all over the place. The man was clean. He had his colognes in one section. He had everything was in the section and everything was clean. And so if you ruin that, he hot with you. He pissed. He like, we're not having this today. Right? We're not having this today. And so one thing that I think looking back was so funny was when we started washing dishes, because we had 5 boys in the house and we eat. And so washing dishes was something that was really difficult because we was lazy too. And nobody wanted to wash somebody else's dish. And so we came up with this rule. I don't know if you guys remember this, and there was this whole thing where we had somebody who had specific days. And then if you didn't do your dishes or if you didn't wash your own dishes after the person did it, you can take them to court. Right. And so there's times where, let's say Joe wouldn't wash his dish after I didn't wash all the dishes, which I would be pissed about. Joe didn't wash his dish. Now I'm taking him to court, which was my dad. And I would sit him down and I'll be like, yeah, he didn't wash his dish. And so then there would be a punishment for not washing your dish. Oh, you can't leave the room for a day. Oh, you can't play the PS4. Something like that, which I thought was so, now that I look back at it, so funny that we had a court system just to wash dishes. And we used to take people to court all the time, like no slack, no shame. I don't know if you remember this, Big Bro, but I took you to court one time, and you remember we was going back and forth yelling at each other. And I'm screaming at you, and you screaming back at me, and we getting hyped at each other. I mean, it was so funny looking back at it now. But, it was something funny, but it was structured. And it was foundation for us. Who's next? Big Bo, you want to talk?
Yes, I can. Well, first of all, talking about brotherhood, I think that our brotherhood kind of is similar to our mother and aunt's sisterhood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and our uncle. They are all close, and they are always there for one another. So I think part of the reason why we are like that is because, well, at least for me, I can see how they are. And I think this belief is like 9 of them. So, if they can do it, us 5, we can do it. And as the oldest, I try, to, like someone said, like Ebony said in the comments, try to make a safe space for y'all to come. And, as the big brother, I'm not one to come to y'all with my problems because it's like I'm the oldest. So, I should be trying to help y'all out and not for y'all to help me, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And so I try to, give y'all space and allow y'all to come to me. Because, oftentimes, and y'all don't really know this, but when each individual will go through situations, Mom would always come to me and be like, oh, can you talk to Solomon? Can you talk to Samuel? Can you talk to Isaiah about such and such? And I'll say, okay, sure. And 9 times out of 10, I don't, because I want y'all to be comfortable enough to come to me to, open up and say, okay, this is going on. What do you think about this? I'm having relationship issues. I know Samuel has come to me, sent me long messages about him and Kayla, asking for advice. And Isaiah has come to me and told me different things. And, like Isaiah was saying, it's not for me to judge. Now, if you are wrong, I will tell you you're wrong. And in some cases, I will tell you what you're doing. Like you shouldn't be doing that, blah, blah, blah. But in most times, it's like, okay, so you did this. Now, what's the next step? So I try to help out. Now, with cliques, I think that a part of it is how we grew up. Obviously, it was at the time 4 brothers, because Josiah wasn't born yet. 4 brothers, 2 rooms, so 2 in each room. So me and Isaiah, Solomon, and Samuel. So I think that's part of the reason why there's quote unquote cliques, because we had to share a room. So with sharing a room, you shared your personal space, you shared all your belongings, belongings don't matter because I'll take my stuff anyway, but you shared that personal space. And so, you kind of got in each other's nerves, but also you helped one another and all of that. So I think that I don't really even know how me and Isaiah kind of clicked, really. I can't remember how it even started. It just happened for me. From what I remember, it just happened. I think one of the most, I would never forget Isaiah, and one of the instances that happened. Y'all 2 were in college at this time, but I have gone through a situation with an individual, and they did something to me, which had to cause me to go into the process of pressing charges and, going into the hospital because of what happened, what situation happened. And I remember, and I'm gonna try not to cry on this part because it's just, as the oldest brother, like I said, it's my job to protect y'all. I never look at it as your job to protect me. But in this instance, Isaiah, I called my mom and I told her, like, you need to come down right now, wherever you are, to where I am. And so I guess she told Isaiah, you gotta stay here with Josiah because, Anthony has an emergency. And Isaiah told my mom that, our mom, I should say, that he's going. And my mom was like, our mom was like, no, just stay here, But Isaiah was determined to go because he heard that his oldest brother was in trouble, and he said, I am going to go. So I remember distinctively where we was in the police station downtown, and y'all was already there. Isaiah was there. I believe Josiah was there. Mom was there. And so I'm walking in with the police officer, and I immediately, and I never shared this with y'all, but I immediately turned my head because I did not want Isaiah to see me in the state that I was in. And so I was so embarrassed. I was so ashamed because it's like, this is my younger brother. He should not be seeing this. But in that same moment, it was so heartwarming for me because it's like it didn't matter the time of night, and it was late at night. He saw fit to be there in that moment for me. And he was young, so he really couldn't do nothing. Like, you can't fight, although, Isaiah's really the gangster out of all of us. Like, he will find your address. There have been times where he found addresses just to go, to beat somebody up. And I had to be the one to tell him, like, chill, we good. But I think that's another part of the reason why I kind of cling to Isaiah a little bit more. And I know if y'all was there, because again, y'all was in college, so I know if y'all was there, y'all would do the same thing. Mm-hmm. But because of the circumstances, y'all wasn't there. But that moment is forever planted in my heart, because it was during that period of time, it was scary, it was traumatic for me. And for him to do what he did, it really warmed my heart, to say the least. Mm-hmm. And so, although I have this idea or this theology that I am to protect y'all, Isaiah is really the one out of all of us who, no matter what happens, he is going to protect us. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why we kind of click, and we have, like you and Solomon, y'all share things before going to us or going to our parents. And so we have shared different things between us, that he experienced, that I experienced. So yeah.
That is definitely deep, and we got to definitely dive into this real quick. I just want to give people a shout out for who are watching. Shannon, appreciate you, bro. Thank you, Ebony. Appreciate you, family, for watching. Miss Maggie is watching. Miss Washington is watching. Who else is watching? Chloe, we appreciate you for watching. Of course, Uncle, we appreciate you. Diana, family, we appreciate you. Of course, Will Hatcher, we appreciate you if you're still watching. Love you, miss you. We definitely gotta see if I can fly out soon, because I do miss you. Of course, D, appreciate you, bro. Guys, this is our how can I say it? This is our extended brother. I call him bro. The Aquarius, he's our extended brother. Appreciate you. Grandma, of course, we appreciate you. Mom, of course, we love you. We appreciate you. Let me grab some of these comments. Uncle said, brothers stick together no matter oldest or youngest. And I love the bond y'all have. And all of you have grown to be amazing men. Appreciate you, Unc. Appreciate that. Shannon said, leave JoJo alone. Ebony says, clean up after him. Y'all the big brothers. I have to disagree with that a little bit, Ebony. They still got to clean up after themselves too. You know what I'm saying? Let me get any more. Mom says blood thicker than water. And so thank you guys so much again. Again, guys, send out your comments. I'll continue to read them as much as possible. If you got questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section as well. Getting back to you, big bro, and that's powerful. And one thing I always wanted to ask you, and now I think I can ask you this now, is have you ever felt like you didn't belong? Because when we look at the brothers, all of us play sports, right? We all got sports, and that's how me, Joe, and Solomon clicked, because we all was like, all right, basketball, and Joe was heavy on basketball. By the way, Joe's favorite player is me, and Joe wants to be me when he's older. So, I'm a role model to the young. Be role models. In any case, and so, we had our own thing, right? We had basketball was in the family, right? That's how we connected with dad, because my dad played ball, and then our mom played ball as well. And so my question, big bro, to you is, did you ever feel like you was left out, or you felt like you wasn't really clicking to begin with? Because we all had basketball was a thing. And before you say that, Auntie, thanks for watching. Love you, Auntie. Auntie Abigail Cousins, appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Love you. Go ahead, big bro.
Um, yes, I've always felt a little out of place because although, growing up, I did play sports. We all played hockey. We all played soccer. I played soccer. Did y'all play soccer?
Yeah, we played soccer. Me and Salma did. Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all played soccer. We all played baseball. So I mean, we all played sports, but the love for sports or my love for sports was different than the family's love for sports.
Mhm.
So, when everybody wanted to go play basketball, even to this day, I don't want to play basketball. That's not my thing. And y'all tell me, oh, just play basketball to have a, 4-on-4, even number. I'm like, no, that's not what I want to do. So I'm not going to do it. But basically, yes, I always felt that way. But again, I always felt that way also because as the oldest, it's the oldest sibling's job to look after the younger ones. So a part of it was, me always having to look after y'all and make sure that y'all good and make sure that y'all have everything y'all need. So it was like I saw a meme that said, the oldest is basically the third parent, which is so true. So it's like I never had anyone to do that for me, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm the oldest, I'm looking after the younger one. But yeah, I think that answers your question.
Yeah, that answers my question. And I always felt like you did because, like I said, we all was doing something. Sports was in our blood, right? If I were to go and run track, like we literally did it all. And it was because of mom. Our mom was so athletic and so involved in the sports that she pushed us to sports. Like, you're not going to sit at home and do nothing. You're not going to watch TV and eat chips. Like, that's not what my mom is. My mom would kick you out the house literally and say, go do something. And so we all had, you say, what's that?
Jump in real quick with that, what you just said.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember, and mom, if you listening, I used to hate when we did this, but I appreciated it to this day. I remember mom used to wake us up early morning, Saturday morning, and we had to do a whole workout routine. And we could not eat breakfast. We could not do anything until we got that workout routine done. And I used to dislike that so much. She would make us run like 2-3 laps around the block, make us do like all these ab workouts, all these push-ups and sit-ups and all that. And it helped. It definitely did help. But back then, it used to be a struggle.
No, I know, for real. Like, we could literally, like, you guys may think we was joking, like we could not eat breakfast. Literally, that was her rule. Like, you cannot eat breakfast until you are finished working out. Like, that wasn't no joke. Like, no bacon, no eggs, no grits, no orange juice. Finish your hour workout and then you'll be able to eat. Like, that's no joke. And I remember that 100%. I remember, like, my mom used to take us, at least me and Solomon, I'm not sure about you, Zay, but my mom used to take us to Finley Courts that was like 2 minutes from our house. And she knew our passion was basketball and she used to train us. And mom, I don't know if you remember this, but me, because I'm competitive and I get my competitive nature from my mom. To this day, my mom is not as competitive. But if my mom was to square up with me in a one-on-one in basketball, I'm not showing her no mercy. Right? I don't care that you're my mom. I don't care how short you are. I love you, but you my enemy right now. And so I'm going to block the shot. I'm going to go put you in the post. Right? I'm going to cross you up. And she's like, go easy, go easy. We're not going easy. And so it was because of that competitive nature. And so I remember one time we was in, I remember multiple times we would be, I would play with my friends and we would be practicing free throws. And my mom was a trainer. And so I'd be boom, 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 practice free throws. And I could not make a free throw to save my life at this time. And so I remember getting so frustrated and so hot that I was about to leave the playground. Like when I'm so competitive that when we're doing sports and my mom's training or helping us, she's training me in something, like I get mad at her. Like I put my anger towards her. I remember when we was doing track, I had a friend who was helping me in track and field. And so we running, and he's beating me. And so I stopped. Like, because I stopped because he was beating me. And I stopped, and my mom like, keep going. And I look at my mom pissed, and then I'm giving her attitude. What I'm giving her attitude for? I'm losing is no reason, but I'm giving her attitude. I'm like, don't talk to me. I'm done with this training. That's how competitive I was. And it was because of my mom. And so, yeah, but speaking of the workout, Zay, like 100% crazy. But to this day, we look at all of us and we all in good shape. Like we all in good shape. And Zay, you are about to go to the Air Force, which you need to be in good shape, right? You got JRTC, which they helped you be in good shape, right? I'm out here working out. Big bro is walking. he's working out too. Joe used to work out, but that even and it's crazy. Even with Joe, my mom said you need to work out. And Joe I think he started working out when he was what, 9 or 10, or even like I don't know 7. I don't know what age he was, but my mom made him work out. And then, in any case, let me grab some of these comments real quick. Unc says, you found your spot and grew up to be, I said that already. Unc said, a brother's bond is forever and y'all's bond is special as me and our families. Ms. Maggie says, yes, she does. Mom, discipline, no mercy. I take it to you, son. Please, Mom, you cannot beat me or any other brothers.
We do have a question.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting to that question. Yeah. Here's a question. So Ebony asks a question. She says, though you all are brothers fleshly, since you all truly know God now, have your relationship elevated to a spiritual connection? Wow. I mean, let's pause at that question. That is an awesome question. Like, wow. That's a deep question. Wow, that is a deep question. Let's start with Big Bro. That's a deep question.
That is great, and it is a deep question. As I was thinking about the question, I think that first off, we all connect on a different level. Mm-hmm. So for me and Isaiah, we are the ones who, can go to each other first about anything before we go to any of the other brothers. Me and Samuel, we connect on fashion. Mm-hmm. He gets his fashion sense from me. He steals all my clothes, wants to dress like me. He wants to be me. But me and Solomon, I think me and Solomon, out of all of the Josiah, he is, before I get into Solomon, me and Josiah, he gets whatever he wants, but at the same time, it's like, all right, I'm not going to spoil you, but you will get what you want. He's the baby, so the baby gets what he wants. And then me and Solomon, us two have always been the ones who connected church-wise. Like we would always talk about the things pertaining to church, the different pastors and what's happening. Did you see this pastor do this? Did you see that person do that? You see this at convocation, we would talk about the different bishops in Church of God in Christ. Like, oh, this person getting elevated. Did you see that? Did you see this bishop died? So me and Solomon, we kind of more connected on church. That was our connection. And even, we would send each other things about different preachers or whatnot. But as far as building a spiritual connection, I think that is something that we can work on. But I think that we do have some form of spiritual connection, because we all do know God. We all grew up, in the church. So we can give each other advice from a spiritual standpoint. And, even for me, and just speaking for me, to see each of you growing spiritually and to see how God is elevating each of you spiritually and growing you into the callings and the gifts that he has placed inside of you. Now I can, how can I put this? Like, now I can, kind of dictate or kind of give advice based off of where I see God is taking each of you. So I think for me, again, this goes back to me being the oldest brother. As I watch you guys grow, I can build more of that spiritual connection because I'm watching God take you into who he's calling you to be. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I think that definitely answers the question. Zay, you want to take a stab at it?
Can you reiterate the question?
Yeah, I had to log out, but basically the summary of the question is we do have a fleshly bond because, we're brothers, but do we also, because of our spiritual relationship with Christ, do we also have a spiritual bond?
I would say yes. And I would say an aspect that we all grew up the same, but we all are different in the church. I feel as though we all have our own place in the church, but we all know God. We all know Jesus. We all know, church. So I feel as though we do have a spiritual connection also with each other, because like Big Bro was saying, we could tell advice, we can give out advice, and we could talk on the spiritual level differently than physical. Like if you came to me and was like, hey, I just did this, I'm able to tell you, listen, in the word it says don't do this, and then give you like my advice on it. So I feel as though we do have a spiritual connection, just all differently. Like Big Bro was saying, it's really just a piggyback off what he was saying. And yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think like Big Bro was saying, and he did a great job with answering it. I think we could be better. 100% we could be better. That's one of the reasons why we started this podcast, right? I didn't start this podcast. Obviously, it'd be nice if we can get famous. Think about it. Jackson 5, Johnson 5. I mean, come on now. Come on. Obviously, but that's not the reason why I started. The reason why I started is because I look at this as a brother's ministry, right? This is an outreach ministry from a brother's standpoint to reach other people and to tell other people and give a platform to other people to tell people about Christ and what Christ has done for our life, and to tell people, look, we're transparent and this is what we went through and these are the struggles we went through. And so I do think we could get better at, calling each other on the phone and just praying for one another, or doing like a Friday night call just for the brothers where we're like, okay, we're going to do this Friday night call. Let's take 10 minutes out today just to pray, right? Or do a text message where we're sending each other scriptures on a day-to-day basis. I think we could do better at that. However, I do agree with what Zay said and what Anthony said. To some extent, we do have that. Right? Everybody has their own bond. And so Solomon and Anthony, spiritually wise, they bond through sending each other different things about preachers and teachers and all that other stuff. And so we all have different connections, but I do believe that we could get 100% better. And I think that's important because like my dad always says, and my mom always says, that a lot of people look up to us. A lot of people look up to us. And there's some things that we can't do because of that. And so I think it's important for us to show people that we are living for Christ, and we don't necessarily have to show them on here, but I think we could definitely do a better job at just being like, okay, we're going to get on the phone and we're going to dedicate 10 minutes just to pray, or we do a devotion, right? We do a devotion, and we do this devotion. So that's a great question. And that, I think that's the response I got for that question. That answers your question. Hopefully that answers your question. We are getting ready to close. We have about a couple minutes. I do want to do something real quickly, but real quick, I just want to talk about my bond with my twin. We have a great bond. First off, our brother's bond is so real. Like, we text each other all the time. And one thing I love is that we got each other's back, no matter what it was. And Solomon dealt with something, and I'm not going to go too deep into it. And Mom, don't be texting him, because this is what Mom sometimes does. She hears something we go through and she's like, "Oh, I didn't know you went through this, baby. I didn't know." Mom, don't do that, right? Don't do that. Don't text Solomon, please. Okay, because this is okay. In any case, and so he went through something and he called me. I found out first, and I called him, and he was struggling so much. My first thought, no offense to my parents, was not to go to my parents. And I love my parents to death, and they give me advice. My first thought was to go to Zay and Big Bro. Right? Those are the first two people I called on my phone to this day. The first two people. I did not call my mom. I did not call my dad. I said, I need to call my brothers. And the first one I called was Big Bro. Second one I called was Zay. That's the type of connection and bond we have. When you are going through something and your first thought isn't even your parents, but it's your brothers, that's how you know our bond is really thick. And so we all have each other's back, no matter what it is, especially when it comes to finances. And I know, Big Bro, trust me, Big Bro, I get it. Sa gets it, I get it. We all be asking each other for money, but it's crazy that we all have each other's back in everything, right? As much as we can do, we're going to give. It may be your last $10, right? It may be your last $5. I remember last year, I had my last $10. I was working and I was going to use my $10 for something. And then Zay was like, "I'm on lunch break. You got something." And I remember, like, I don't need this money. You got it. You got it, bro. And there's been many times where I'm like, I'm down to my last dollar until I get paid again. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to give this, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give anyway, because you're my God, because I love you, because I'm looking after you. And that's how a bond is because we look after each other with everything, through thick and thin, no matter what it is. And I 100% agree. Isaiah is the crazy one. I don't know where he get it from, but the man is crazy. So don't mess with us, because if you do, he'll find your address and things will go down. Real quick, we have a game I wanted to play. Did anybody else want to say something real quick?
Yeah, I wanted to jump in real quick. I did want to bring that up, Samuel. We did talk about, our little cliques in our brotherhood, but I did want to emphasize that although we do have our cliques, and although we do have someone who we first go to before we go to every other brother, although we have that, when we get into serious situations, we have each other's back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Samuel mentioned with what happened with Solomon. You know, we did what we had to do to make sure that Solomon was good. And it didn't matter, you know, what was going on in that instance. We all paused what we were doing to make sure that what needed to be done to help and protect Solomon, that's exactly what we did. And so, you know, again, and that goes back to us looking at our mom and our aunts and our uncle, you know, seeing their relationship and how no matter what, you know, they will be there for each other. Also, you know, even with the finances, you know, I think I might be the first person that y'all all go to if y'all need money. And there have been so many instances where all three of y'all will text me on the same day talking about, can I borrow some money? And I just look at my phone and I'm like, what in the world? What's going on? But, you know, I do my best in each instance to make sure that y'all have what y'all need. And although I am constantly telling y'all, save y'all money, and trying to drill this principle of you need to be independent and make sure that you have what you need so you don't have to keep asking for money. Although I kind of always drill that into y'all, I still do what I have to do to make sure that y'all have what y'all need.
That's great. And that is true and powerful. Real quickly, we want to play a quick game. And audience, you guys can play it with us. We are going to ask if, let's see how we want to do it. We're going to ask if Big Bro, unmute yourself, and Zay, unmute yourself. I already know the answers because I looked at this already. And so I know all the answers. But you guys are going to kind of have a competition. You are going to guess the movie using these emojis, okay? And so our audience, you guys can guess it as well. That is okay with me. Nobody gets money because there's no prize. This is just for fun. But you are going to guess the movie using the emojis. Our audience, who do you want to go first and make this quick as I would choose? Do you want little bro, Zay, to go first, or do you want big bro, Anthony, to go first? Hurry up and choose. I'm giving you guys 10 seconds. If you don't, I'll just choose someone. Go. Who do you want to go first? Little bro Zay or big bro Anthony? We got Anthony 1.
Question: Are we playing?
2.
Are we playing stills? If the opponent doesn't get it, I can still it.
Yeah, we can play stills. Yeah, we can play stills. All right. Well, Anthony wins.
Y'all corny.
But that's just because Shannon, you know, he can't choose. He chose Zay, and then he chose Anthony, and then he chose Anthony for the rest. Sorry, Zay. But Anthony's gonna go first. I'm going to pause it. Again, guess the movie using the emojis. I'll pause it for our audience and for you guys too.
Monsters, guess the movie by emoji. Let's get started.
Ant-Man.
All right. Anthony says Ant-Man. Let's see if that's correct.
Ant-Man.
That is correct. All right. One for Anthony. Zay.
What? Yo, that is so corny. Don't Look Up.
All right. Let's see. Hey,
Don't Look Up.
Stop playing with me.
Big bro.
No, let the time play out, yo. Come on, man.
Dinosaur.
That's time. We give him 3 more seconds. 2 more seconds.
Dinosaur picture. I don't know.
Let me
Dinosaur.
still.
All right, and Zay, you can still.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, that was a good answer.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Hey, 2-1. All right, Zay, this on you.
Black Panther. You already know that one.
All right, Black Panther, he says. That's correct. 3-1.
The Black Panther.
Big bro.
I don't know. House Sad house.
Let me still.
Good, Zay.
No?
Good,
Home
Zay.
Alone. Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
Home Alone.
Good. All right, Zay, give me what's this?
Give me Spider-Man.
Okay,
Harvey.
Spider-Man.
Hey, it's your thing.
Spider-Man.
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 Yeah, Steve.
We're gonna do 3 more. What's this? Anthony, this to you.
This for me?
Yup.
Kung Fu Panda.
All right. Kung Fu Panda.
Kung
Correct.
Fu Panda.
All right, Zay, this on you.
Let me think. Lion King.
Lion King is
The
correct.
Lion King.
Yes, sir.
All right, big bro, this on you.
Iron Man.
All right.
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't know that.
Iron Man is correct.
Iron Man.
Last one, Zay. Last one.
The Jungle Book.
All right. That
Yes, sir.
is
The
correct.
Jungle Book.
Yes, sir.
I think we all know who won this one. Sorry, big bro. I think we all know who won this one. But this was a fun game. Guys, again, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in and watching this episode, guys. We will be live streaming again in 2 weeks. And then we have an entrepreneurship event that we are trying to get together. I can't say too much now because I'm not sure if we're going to have it yet. We are trying to put it together. And so as soon as it happens, guys, you can make sure that you follow us on both social media accounts, Instagram and Facebook, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Again, appreciate you all for watching. We love you guys. If you want merch, hit me up. We got merch. We got hats. We got shirts, and we got wristbands. And so if you want something, just let me know, and we can get you, we can get you something. Of course, you got to pay. So, if you don't got money, goodbye. I think that's it. Zay, you got any closing remarks to say? No? Big bro?
No, I don't.
All right, cool. All right, guys, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be right back in 2 weeks. Thank you guys so much. Go tune in to Let's Talk About It podcast with Carmen Gonzalez as your host and Sam Johnson as your co-host. Thank you guys. Love you guys so much.